All right, where are we on the stages of grief for Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed Shadows as its failure here? We had denial. We definitely saw that there was a bunch of lashing out going on and claiming this was going to be a huge success, that it was going to sell 6 million copies. That's the latest thing. They love that number 6 million, don't these people? It's very interesting that they keep using that over and over again when they're overstating numbers, but that's a different video for a different time. That was the denial. Remember the anger when they started striking different channels that were covering Ubisoft and that was the anger, the lashing out right there. They claimed that people were being harassed. They were going to sue people. There was that right there. That was for sure. Bargaining, that's a hey, come to Ubisoft Plus, get this game for $15 a month. Please, anybody play our game. That was there. Depression, we've seen a little bit of that. Apparently the employees at Ubisoft are all pretty depressed. They're very much expecting that they're all going to be fired very soon because of all the problems that are going on there. And there's a culture of toxic positivity where they're not even allowed to say anything negative about what's going on with Assassin's Creed Shadows, according to my insiders. And so there's one last spot left, and that's maybe what we got today. With Assassin's Creed Shadows, there's a new report coming out. Let's get into the news in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button, everybody. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. I'm loving watching Assassin's Creed Shadows fail because it deserves to. It was a DEI monstrosity. It was a fake history that was put out there, and they have, of course, tried to pull this over on us, and they couldn't. And that's what eventually was their undoing. So I'm glad you guys are here. I write my own novels, and if you like fun fantasy, that's like a good story, something that maybe they'd make a good video game out of if they actually liked good stories over there. Strong male lead, classic fantasy. This is a man versus evil, and it's good stuff. If you like this kind of thing, if you want to bring classic fantasy back, this is in the description below. Guys, we've had such a huge success on this. This is my biggest launch I think I've ever seen. So thank you for coming in on this. I've definitely heard all of you, and I'll be working on some more fantasy stuff in the near future, and I appreciate you for being here. For now, you can get this book. It's only $4.99. Grab it, support our channel. It's in the description below, and thank you so much again for being great readers. So here's the story of the day. An analyst claims Assassin's Creed Shadows is not the silver bullet Ubisoft needs. Like I said, this we're moving here. Exploring options, new plan in place, and moving on. This is what we're going to be doing with Assassin's Creed Shadows now and Ubisoft. They've already got a new plan in place. They've been trying to sell off this company to Tencent, the Chinese developer, for a long, long time, who owns 49% of Ubisoft as it is, but not a controlling share. They have bids coming in at the end of the month to take over, and the apparent plan is going to be selling off a bunch of these brands and licensing them out, and perhaps changing the way things go going forward. We've also heard talks that they're going to be redeveloping some of the old Assassin's Creed games and kind of like adding that new HD punch to it, because those games are the ones that people love. And so, yes, they're moving on. And this is not the silver bullet they needed, because it's not performing anywhere near what they thought. So analyst claims the early sales performance numbers are not the silver bullet they need. Ubisoft has touted the game, noting it was played by over 2 million players within the first 48 hours. I don't know that they said it was played by over 2 million players. It's just that they had 2 million players. So potentially, and this is through all the little giveaways and Ubisoft Plus crap that they were trying to do. These are not units sold. There's a reason that they said it's not units sold, because, of course, they didn't sell anywhere near that many units. And so recently the company said they're truly overwhelmed by the incredible support and enthusiasm they received. Here it is. It's been out for nearly 4 days. Oh, so good. Very positive player reviews on Steam, 4.979 out of 5. Rating on PlayStation, 4.5 on Xbox. Your hundreds of messages. The reception's been nothing but heartwarming for the team. Yeah, it's just ignoring everybody who's criticizing the game is exactly what they're doing here, pretending like this isn't happening. Now, on top of this, they seem to leak data from various outlets indicating the game delivered the second highest day one sales revenue in the franchise's history, behind only Valhalla. In our video yesterday, we debunked that and how it was going. And VGC also claimed that Shadows marked Ubisoft's best ever day one launch on PlayStation Digital Store, with the most wishlisted Ubisoft title of all time, generated over 11 million hours of watched on Twitch, the strongest start for any Ubisoft title, including Valhalla. Yeah, there's a lot of Twitch streaming people looking at this, just wondering, hey, is this the train wreck I think it is? And they're watching, so they don't actually have to play the game themselves. That's happening for sure. Furthermore, the data seem to be downplaying the Steam's player counts, with them reporting PC represented 27% of total activations, whatever that means, which likely encompass full sales and subscription downloads via Ubisoft, plus with Steam playing a significant role in that performance. That's interesting right here. If they've got a concurrent player count of like 60,000, and maybe half the players are actually playing it over the week, right? And so you've got maybe 100,000 people who bought it on Steam. If that's 27% of the total activations, you're looking at 500,000 sales for real. So they are counting all these players on these different streaming services and the like. Despite all of this, this research analyst, who previously worked as a games market analyst at Newzoo, spent time with Nielsen. He shared the early numbers sadly do not reflect a smash hit that Ubisoft really needs. Remember, this game costs $1 gazillion to make. They're estimating around $500 million. And so when you're talking about these numbers, you really need 5 or 6 million people to come in and buy this just to break even on it. And that's what's crazy about a game like this. So you really have to deliver something special. I mean, just some updated graphics on Assassin's Creed games, which, the mechanics and all that are basically the same as other Assassin's Creed games. There was nothing like exciting about it. You might as well go play Valhalla. And that's really what people are seeing with this. No reason to get it just for an updated setting. And so these early numbers are not getting there. Very obvious. He said that Ubisoft's announcement of 2 million players is a bad comp, and it's obfuscating things. So this is what he says right here. And it says Shadows is outperforming Origins and Odyssey. It's a bad comp, obfuscating. One, it doesn't take game sharing on PS5 into account. There's a system-level workaround that lets PS5 players share games digitally with a friend. That's pretty crazy. Ubisoft's multi-game subscription didn't exist in 2018, $18 a month. They let subscribers play new Ubi games, including Assassin's Creed Shadows, on PC and Xbox at launch. And then the Alinea Analytics data shows that Assassin's Creed Shadows sold through 1 million copies across PS5 and Steam that day, with 711 on PS5 and 288K on Steam. While the show ain't over yet, 1 million copies is nothing to sniff at. The game is also available on Xbox and Luna. Those numbers do not reflect the smash hit that Ubisoft really needs. So we're looking at, maybe Xbox, if it does really, really well, has 500,000, like, generously on this, 1.5 million. Now, I think these are overstated numbers also, but hey, let's just go with it at this point, and just say they're at 1.5 million. They really need another 3 million to make this a break-even game. That's pretty crazy at this juncture. So if you look at this, it's just not doing that amazing as well as things go. And through March 22nd. And as we know, when you get to the second and third weeks of things, you get massive drop-offs, 50% more in terms of sales. They don't go up from this point, and so that's where it's going to be a big problem. So it says it's almost certainly not broken even yet, and that its performance has been underwhelming on Valve's store. He concludes, I reckon it's challenging times ahead for Ubisoft, and we knew this was coming. It's going to be a big disaster. They're going to be cutting a ton of their staff going forward, and of course we have this whole hostile takeover or not so hostile takeover that's going on as well, that's going to be taking place over the next few days. So this is pretty interesting because Mark Alexis Cosi made clear that games like Shadows need to sell between 8 and 12 million to break even. I was being generous with 5 there. When you look at who succeeds in the AAA space, so what I'm going to applies to premium games like traditional AAA games, you have to have 10 games in any given year that will sell about 10 million copies. He says the reason I'm quoting 10 million copies is kind of a mark from what I've seen costs of competitors, everything leaks in our industry, so you have to have privileged information on where the competition is going. But mostly I estimate that 10 million copies, give or take 2 million copies, is mostly what you need to break even. But you only have 10 games that breach that every single year. So pretty wild on that level, and this is definitely not going to hit that whatsoever. Like I said, they're bracing right now for a sale of the company, and then this Chinese developer is going to be taking over. They're going to be selling off a lot of the assets here. And so, Yasuke, the African man himself, can get on his high horse and ride off into the sunset, and nobody will be any of the wiser on this. What do you think about this? Are they finally in the acceptance? Is that what's going on here? Or is Ubisoft still going to be pretending and back here in this denial? Leave a comment and let us know what you think their stage of grief is. Love to hear from you. Hit the like and subscribe button. And please grab the Demon's Eye. This is some great fantasy you're going to love. It's in the description below, only $4.99. Appreciate you guys for reading. We'll be back soon.